Greetings and salutations, guys. How are we? Alright, so before everybody gets here, make sure y'all visit my shop, primitiverootsconjure.com. Follow me on Instagram at primitive_roots_conjure. And like me on Facebook. Hey, there's a wrench, Tuka Waka. Like me on Facebook at Primitive Roots Appalachian Conjure. At 2 inches. Sweet. Hey, Gypsy Moon. Hey, Aston McGuire. Order went out today. Aston McGuire. To anyone who placed orders for the guy that I have been getting my bottles from for a year, like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I ordered my bottles, and it's been over 2 weeks, and I have no bottles, and the shipping's like they're in fucking limbo somewhere in fucking Oregon or some fucking shit. So I had to order bottles from a totally new supplier. I don't like them, but they fucking work. I like my other ones better, but I don't know what happened to my bottles, and I'm so sorry for the delay in the shipping the orders, guys. It really was my fault. Like, I can't. It was like post office limbo land. I can't. Out of my control. But to everyone who placed those and they were going out Monday, I just finished them tonight. Um, and I included a coupon code in your guys that got delayed for free shipping on your next order too, as an apology. In the delay, I couldn't help it. I had no fucking bottles, and it's like a total clusterfuck. And I still haven't received the original bottles. Like, I got the new shipment of bottles that I ordered from the other seller before the other ones still haven't gotten here. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with them. Is that music loud? Is that better? So yeah, I'm really sorry about that because you guys know that I'm very punctual getting the orders out, in time, and it was totally out of my fucking control. But they are going out Monday. I got everything filled. Um, Notice messed up address on the order. Hold on. Where'd it go? I notice I messed up my address on my order. Can you get rid of the suit number? Hold on, I got it right here. So you have suite number 9-240. You want me to totally black that out on here? Like no suit number at all? Scratch out the suit number. Okay. I'm glad you told me that before it got in the mail. I will scratch that out right now. So, I don't know if everyone has seen, but scratched out. I don't know if everyone has seen, but I've been working on new stuff. I'm working a lot in my powwow stuff. I'm starting to make salves and plasters and tars like my great grandpappy did. I actually found his recipes from talking to my grandfather for a long time. So I got a new product called Black Tar, and it's a drawing salve, and it's really fucking cool. Oh, I love this shit. I actually got a review, the first review on it today, and the lady actually used it on her 1-year-old, and it worked really fucking good. So it's safe for little kids too. Like, it's 100% fucking natural, organic, good fucking shit. And I'm also doing my grandpappy's mending salve, which is kind of like along the lines of an antibacterial like ointment thing that you would kind of use, but it's like more than that, but it has those properties. It also has like anti-scarring property stuff in it, and all kinds of yummy good healing stuff in here. So those are like my newest products. I got more stuff coming out. I actually had a request to wholesale them to some fucking shop today, and she kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing that, but I'm going to look into it. Also, guys, I wanted to show you guys. I'm not really into tarot, as you guys know, but I went to Spirit of Halloween today, and they have these fucking tarot cards for $7. And I was like, dude, tarot cards $7. Let me just, I'm not really into them, but let me just buy a fucking set. And they're really cool. This is what the back looks like. And then the arts are really interesting. Like, I haven't gone through them all. But they're like all like scribbled drawings and like they're really fucking neat artworks and stuff. So I don't know. I figured maybe someday if I ever get into tarot, like I'll have this like neat little deck, and it was like cheap and whatever. So I'm just putting it to the side. But I thought I'd, let you guys know that $7 at Spirit of Halloween store you can get these decks. They had another one too, but I didn't quite like that one as much. This one was pretty cool. Okay, so that's it for like all my new stuff. Let me get to the questions. Let me scroll back. Alright, scratched out the suit number. Awesome. Okay. First time commenting on a live. Well, hello, Austin. Get my questions ready. Yes, do that while I'm rambling on about like bullshit. Oh, that was you that used it on your 1-year-old, Gypsy? Fucking awesome. Like, I'm like, that's so fucking cool. Like, it's safe for little kids, and it's not gonna fucking hurt them. It's not got chemicals and like nasty shit in it, and so yeah, that's like really fucking cool. I was like, a 1-year-old in it, that's awesome. Remember that from the old days, black tar salve. Yep, I am making it now, and it's like tedious as fuck to make it. I had some girl message me. I woke up to a message this morning. Somebody they have like some kind of natural, it's called Yucca something shop, and they only carry like natural, you know, herbalistic, holistic kind of stuff, and they're kind of wanting to like retail my salves. I'm still thinking about it. I still got to talk to the girl about it. I really can't afford to wholesale them because they're really a bitch to make. The ingredients are hard to get. They're cheap. They're tedious. Like, I'm selling them as low as I can possibly sell them. Like, I can't go any cheaper for like a wholesale amount. So I don't know. I got to talk to her about it, but maybe. We'll see. I'm really proud of them though. Like, I feel like, I'm doing like the spiritual healing thing. Well, I will be eventually helping people, do the spiritual healing thing. And now I'm also doing like the mending, like physical healing, like stuff as well. So I'm just healing all around. Doing my job, helping people. Is the black tar for medical purposes only, or does it have No, the black tar is for like medical purposes only. But I am working on some plasters. Now, the plasters will be for spiritual, magical use, and the difference between the oils and the plasters would be like, an oil's an oil, right? So like, if you put it on something, like a lot of people anoint their doors, or with protection, or like whatever. You got to redo that like a lot because the oil, it goes away. So you have to refresh it like a lot. The plasters will stick. The plasters will stick for a long time, and you won't have to refresh those kind of things nearly as often, like maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year max. You would have to maybe refresh that. That would be the difference between like a magical conjure oil and these magical plasters that I'm working on. But the mending salves and the tars, those are just for like physical, external use. Nice cards. Where from? I think I said it. I hope you caught it. Spirit of Halloween. Love organic. Nothing like a family recipe. Yeah, and my grandpa has told me so many stories about this black tar that my grandpappy made. Like, he's told me so many weird stories about it, and I was like, I gotta try and make this shit. Like, I just sent my grandfather a bottle of it, and I was like, now you tell me if this is, if it's working the same as it did, when great grandpappy made it, let me know if I'm doing it right and everything. So I'm waiting to hear back from him. Make sure I did it right to the family recipe. Is reading books the best way to learn about powwow? I took a class on granny magic. I want to learn more. I mean, you can read the books. There's not very many books on powwow out there, and especially ones that are like recognized as like genuine. There's only one that I know of that all powwowers go to, and that's Long Lost Friend by Holmes. That's like the official powwow book, like of all powwowers. Um, so for that tradition in particular, it's usually passed down through family lineages. There are a few that would take on students, and it's usually like the powwow tradition is like a male teacher has to teach females, and a female teacher can only teach males. Um, like it has to be separate gendered like that. I don't know why that's the tradition, but that's the tradition. Like that's the way it's passed down. I'm not quite sure the reasons behind it, but that's just the way it's done. Um, Now, like other Appalachian traditions are great. Oh, books. I knew I had more stuff to show you guys. Okay, so I had posted this in my group, but not everybody's in there. This book's Dobbs and Ditchwater. A friendly and useful introduction to Hill Folks Hoodoo by H. Byron Ballard. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. This is an excellent book, and this is the first in a series by this author, and anybody who's interested in Appalachian folk magic and traditions, this is a great book to get started with. And I'm on the hunt for the rest by this author, because I think he has 3 or 4 more in the Hoodoo Hill Folk series. And then this one I haven't quite gotten through it yet. I'm on like the 3rd chapter so far. This is Hoodoo Sam Moyes' new book, Working Conjure by Hoodoo Sam Moyes. And it released at the top of Amazon's occult book list. Like it's #1, and it's been #1 for a week or 2 since it released. From what I've read of this, it's very excellent. It's getting great reviews from people that I know and other reputable workers. I know Hoodoo Sam Moyes. He's a great old school worker. He's also initiated in a few traditions that I'm aware of. But yeah, Working Conjure by Hoodoo Sam Moyes. Excellent book, especially if you're just starting out, or you want some tips and tricks, or history even has some of that in there. Good book. Everybody's always asking me for book reviews. Sorry, guys. Love keeping the old ways going. Formulas are tried and true and invaluable. That's a weird noise. Sound like something flew into my door. See, my dog heard it too. He's acting all weird. I'm eager to see the plasters in, because keeping up with protection work on the home can be exhausting when you work and have abso-fucking-lutely. The cleansing is what gets me. Like, gotta cleanse your home. Like, especially if you're really working, like you're doing work a lot, like every day, all the time, a couple times a week, you gotta cleanse your damn home. Like, at least once a week, if not 2-3 times a week, depending on what you're doing. The cleansing kills me. Refreshing, I do that depending on what it is. But the cleansing just never ends, I swear. How do you know which spirits want a doll? If they want one at all, or is it up to the person? I found the dolls I ended up making are for some less prominent vocal spirits in my court. I mean, if it's like someone, like one of your own spirits, they'll fucking tell you. Obviously. They'll tell you like what kind of housing they want. I'm hearing weird stuff. Like some spirits want statues, some spirits want dolls. Now dolls are a little different, because dolls are usually loaded. And by loaded, I mean they're filled with, like, we call them mysteries of whatever spirit is going to use that doll as a housing. I don't know if you guys seen that, but like I made a client a custom Orisha doll this last week, and It's really funny because my godfather, like the first time I met him and he seen my clothing designs, I showed him my books and my websites and, so I've done fashion shows and like all that. I do clothing design. He was like, you should do dolls. Like, you could like, be really good in that. And not a lot of people do it and da da da. And I was like, I don't want to do no dolls. I do people clothes. I am fucking with no dolls. And here I am, a year and a half later, making these damn dolls. I told him, he laughed his ass off. He was like, yep, always know best, don't I? I was like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. So yeah, I'm doing all kinds of shit, guys. I got so many projects going on. I'm still doing my month of like hardcore learning the divination with my godparents, and I actually have homework on that I haven't even done yet, and it's like so much going on, but it's all good stuff. But yeah, I'm making dolls now for like tradition dolls and stuff. Yeah, I just my book and a few days ago too. I have not had a chance to get into it. I think you mean you just got your book a few days ago. The Hoodoo Semoy's book, The Working Conjure, is excellent. Country Owl makes dolls. Sweet. The dolls I'm talking about though are for like ATR traditions. Like you make them custom for whatever Orisha the person has received, or something like that. That's not my tradition, so I don't ask a lot of questions. I don't know a whole hell of a lot about it. I just make the way they tell me to make it. They're like, it has to be this color, it has to have this number, it has to have this, this, that. I just make it the way they tell me to make it. I don't ask a whole lot of questions about it because it's not my tradition. But I'm doing a really good job at it. Like, people are loving them, so. That's all that matters. One didn't like the clothes I made her, so she made me resell all her. I have one spirit that actually wanted a doll. Actually, no, wait, I have two. But the other one, I can't say too much of that about that. But I have one spirit in my court that actually wanted a doll. And the way she told me, I had actually been looking for like a statue or a figurine or something for her to put on my Bovida to represent her, and I haven't been able to find anything. And I've been looking, I haven't been able to find anything. And I was at like an antique store a couple weeks ago, and this doll just like popped out at me, and I tried to walk away from it, and like I couldn't. Like I kept going back to it like 5 times and picking it up and looking at it, and I gotta unplug my phone because I see a lag and it's gonna overheat. Okay. So yeah, and I knew immediately when I picked the doll up who it was for, like who wanted it. That's loud. So yeah, they will definitely let you know what kind of housing they want. Like my priest of Legba in my court, he wanted a statue, and he was very, very specific on the way it had to look. Like, even when I got it, it wasn't right. Like, I had to paint it, like, a little bit different than the way I received it. Because he was, like, really fucking specific. He was like, this is what I look like. This is what I look like. This is what it has to look like. And I'm like, alrighty, but, make spirits happy. But yeah, they'll definitely let you know what they want. Cleansing is the worst. Takes me a day of recovery. I do workings all the time, so all the cleansing and protection is never ending. That's the life of a worker. 100% absolutely. It's a bitch. Like, it never ends. It never ends. Even if you're not working, you're cleaning. It's a bitch, I know. But they don't call it work for nothing, right? It's fucking work, and people don't understand this. They want to be lazy about it. My camera ain't sitting right. I like to use skulls. Stay. Now, where'd it go? I like to use skulls and real hair. I only use real hair if it's like a specific target. Because hair's like a tag lock, on people. So that's the only time I add hair, real hair, to stuff. That doll was beautiful. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm actually really proud of it. Like, it was my first try because, when he contacted me, I was like, what do you? Because they range. These types of dolls range in style from like very plain and simple to like extremely extravagant. So like I asked him like, what do you want it like really simple? Do you want extravagant? Do you want something in between? He was like, oh, pretty simple. I was like, okay, this shouldn't be too hard because I haven't done a whole lot of them, so I'm not like an expert at it. And so I sent him a grouping of pictures of this spirit that he had. And I was like, so out of all these pictures, which one is the closest to what you're looking for? And he picked the most extravagant fancy one. And I'm like, of course you picked that one after you told me you wanted it simple. Okay. So, but yeah, I'm really, really happy and pleased with the way she turned out. I think I think pat my back. I think I did a really good job on her. He's very happy with her. And he's only seen pictures. Like the pictures don't even do it justice. When you get it in person and you can see all the details and everything, it's really a beautiful, beautiful doll. And I'm like, I'm really proud of myself. Yeah. You like my cat? Is it this one? Can you see his tail? I have a whole bunch of them. Glad to see you because you said you weren't coming back anytime soon due to your work and homework. Yeah, I have homework sitting I haven't done yet. I'm a bad student. I hope my godmother isn't watching this. I haven't done my homework yet, but I have till Wednesday to like get it done, so hopefully I'm gonna be able to fucking do it because it's not easy, y'all. And what's really messed up, like I told her tonight, my very first reading I had with my godfather, he was like, your gift is divination. He was like, divination is your thing. He's like, you should be like super fucking amazing, amazeballs good at divination, like any kind. And I was like, okay, because I always kind of thought herbs and oils and was like my thing because I'm really good at those, and I've never really done a whole lot of divination before, I started in the traditions. Like I told my godmother tonight, I'm like, I don't know, like he said divination was supposed to be my thing, and I don't fucking see it. I don't. But it's only been what, a year and a half or whatever, and she was like, it takes time to learn and get it down and make the connections, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so maybe next year at this time I will be amazeballs at divination, but right now I'm like, I feel like a crippled. I feel like I'm handicapped or something like it. I don't know. It's hard for me when it's not supposed to be. I'm supposed to be like a whiz at freaking divination. What is that noise? Hearing this weird ass noise. Been really drawn to Spanish moss dolls. I love that it's all earth-based material and nature. Yeah, Spanish moss dolls are awesome. The only thing though is, I mean, Spanish moss is usually traditionally reserved for like hexing. Mm. It's a little bit protecting too. Like you could put it in witch bottles or witch balls, um, because of the tangles in it. So if somebody throws something at you, or a spirit that, like a negative spirit you don't want, comes at you, it goes in there and it gets all tangled and lost in the tangles of the moss. So it can be used that way in protection, but I've never seen it used in dolls for anything good. It's usually, for negative kind of stuff. Like Spanish moss is usually a hexing agent, just so you're aware of that. My doll was elegant. Oh, yeah, I'm really proud of her. I thought she turned out really good. When I receive my initiation, I will be going straight to you, maybe next year. So I will need to save my money to pay you what you're worth. That was a beautiful doll. Oh, you're coming to me for your doll. Okay, because I was like, what are you coming to me for initiation for? I didn't get it till I seen the doll part at the end. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know, not everybody receives dolls either. Like some houses and or traditions or whatever don't use the dolls. Um, Mine actually does a little bit, but it's not the same way it's used in other traditions, but I can't go into a whole lot of detail about that. But I have one uh, doll for my tradition that I receive, but it's something totally different. Like, but I can't explain it. Okay, guys, what are you going for, Marlene? Are you going for Ocha or Lukumi or Ifa? What are you going for your initiation? Any ideas of setting up a guest room to contain their energy? I hate people in my house, but sometimes they come over and stay. So you would want to put wards on that room, like protections and wards on the doors and the windows of whatever guest room you're setting up, so that, like, kind of keep the caca in the room and not let it, um, wander around your space. So yeah, you could totally like shield that room up, put lay a lot of salt in front of the fucking door, right through the carpet, or if you have carpet. If you don't have carpet, if it's hardwood, just throw a rug over it. But yeah, totally. You can ward the door, ward the windows, scrub. You could even scrub the walls down in that room with some kind of protection wash or remove negativity kind of thing to kind of keep the shit in the room. I kept something trapped in a room for over a year. I had a nasty in my house and I could not get it the fuck out. Like, no matter what I did, I couldn't get it out, but I did trap it. I kept it trapped in this one room in my house for like over a year until I found somebody that could actually help me get it the fuck out. Um, but yeah, you can totally like ward a room like that and keep shit trapped in it, 100%. You're going for Santeria? Awesome! Congratulations. That's really cool. Yeah, that's that. It's too. I don't know. I like Santeria. I like a lot about it and everything, but it's just not for me. It's too pretty. It's too pretty for me. It's really pretty. It's like really clean and pristine and pretty and like that's not me at all. Saving right now to head to an island Cuba. Oh, you're going to Cuba for it. Congratulations. Wonderful. That's so great. If you have a doll and one of the spirit that you have likes it, will the spirit use the doll? Or do you have to do a ceremony to it? I mean, dolls can, any spirit can inhabit anything they want. Um, that's why I'm not, I'm really careful with what I pick up at antique stores and thrift stores because you don't know what the fuck's in that doll or that statue or whatever. So you gotta know to really how to banish things and cleanse things really well before you bring shit like that home. But yeah, any spirit can take up residence in anything that they choose. Um, so yeah, if they want to use a doll and you haven't consecrated it to them or anything like that, they'll fucking use the doll. Now if they like make it a point to be like, hey, I want this statue, this doll, this thing, this whatever. I want it for me. Make it a point to kind of cleanse it properly and consecrate it to that spirit, that wants the thing. But I mean, if they choose, they don't. It doesn't have to be a huge ceremony if that's the housing they choose. Firewall protection oil works so well. I have to try to figure out the shield of armor oil soon to scrub down walls. I'm glad the fiery wall worked for you well. Were you the one that used it in DC, Austin, or was that somebody else? Somebody used my fiery wall oil in DC to quell the violence that was going on with the protests outside of the White House and everything. And like ever since they used my oil, like it's totally stopped. There's been no more like violence and stuff. And that was like in DC at like major I was like, wow, that was a really cool use for my oil, and it worked. Awesome. Um, so for cleansing and stuff with the Shield of Armor, man, I make floor washes for stuff like that. Like I make a protection floor wash that is specifically for doors, floors, walls, all that kind of shit. So you wouldn't have to really fuck with the oil. The Shield of Armor oil would be more for like anointing a door, like just putting a little cross on your door with it to kind of shield. It's candle work. It's you can wear it, of course, if you need protection from something. Um, I mean, I guess you could use it for cleansing, but that's really what floor washes are for. I don't know. Or another good use for it is you could put some in your body wash, like your bottle of body wash in the shower, or your shampoo or your conditioner. Like put a couple drops of the Shield of Armor oil in there, and then every time you bathe or you wash your head, you'll have that Shield of Armor like on your person all the time. I do that with a lot of my oils. Scrolling back. Did you pack? Oh my god. Did you pack up the orders? If not, can I add? I did pack them up. I actually asked you yours. Man, why isn't my phone sitting right? Yours is, since you ordered the big things, I had to do a flat rate envelope for yours. There's still room in your envelope. I could, and since it's a flat rate label, I can add any weight to it and don't have to reprint. I could open the package back up and then tape it, retape it shut if you do want to add something else to your order before it goes out Monday. Absolutely, because yours is flat rate, so I don't have to I don't have to reprint or redo anything, and you still got a little room in your package because I used one of the flat rate envelopes, the big bubble padded ones. You got a little bit of room in there, so yeah, I can absolutely cut that open, put some more shit in there, and then tape it back up for you. No problem. The pharmacy that I work at bought out another pharmacy in town. Yesterday was the transition. Lots of chaos. Your Triumph oil on my temples and neck kept my shit together like a boss. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mountain Mama. I love my Crown of Triumph oil. Like, that's my go-to oil. That and my Van Van. Like, those two oils I can't fucking live without. Like, those are like my daily go-to oils. Definitely, they're the best. I love them, and they're great like all around. Like they do so many wonderful things. And the Crown of Triumph, what's really cool about that is you never really know what's going to happen, but you know it's going to be cool. When you wear that oil, like good shit's going to happen, but you don't know what, but it's always really good. And sometimes you get a surprise and you're like, wow, like I used it one time. I was redoing my garden. Okay, I was putting new fencing around the garden. So I was on the hunt for like cheap fencing that was nice, but that I could afford and everything. And I oh, it's crazy. I found a pallet at Lowe's of these like redwood, all put together fencing, and I'm like, I know this shit's expensive. I'm not gonna be able to afford it. I tracked somebody down. I'm like, how much is this fucking fencing? And when they looked, they didn't even have it in their system. Like, it got shipped to their store by mistake, and that's why it was stuck in a pallet, like, back in a corner. And so I actually wound up getting the whole pallet for, like, $25, like, 6 rolls of this fencing that should have been, like, $65 or $80 a roll. I got the whole pallet for, like, $25, and I put my oil on that day because I needed to, like, find fencing, and I was like, holy shit balls, like, incredible things happen when you wear that oil. I love it. Thanks, Marlene. I'll try to get out when my ancestor oil is. You'll try it out. Okay. Try the floor wash. I was just thinking of adding a few drops of the oil to a wash. Good idea about the body wash. Yeah, I do that. I have different bottles of stuff in my shower, and of course I label them, but I have one in there for like uncrossing. I have one for like prosperity. I have one for just general protection, like the Shield of Armor. Like I have I can scribble on the bottle like what it is. So if I go in the shower and I need a quick cleanse or I need a quick protection or I need a quick uncrossing, if it's not something major or whatever, just jump in the shower and do a body wash and, you know, good to go. You know what? I don't have my damn glasses on, do I? I knew something was fucked up. Getting all up in the camera looking stupid. And my music stopped. Proceed. Viewer discretion does what? So much going on tonight. Okay, let's see if I can see now. Oh yeah, wow, that's better. Hope I won't be all up in the damn camera now. My ancestors really love that oil, and I'm going to have to order a bigger bottle when the time comes. I have used it sparingly because the vibration in the room gets really strong. Yeah, my Bakulu oil, yeah, that's yeah. And that stuff, the bottles that have been going out, that stuff has been sitting with my Bakulu for like over a year. Like, it's a powerful, powerful stuff. In fact, I have a friend that like kind of does the same exact oil. She's in a very similar tradition, and she contacted me the other week for mine. And I was like, well, what's the matter with yours? Like, you kind of make the same thing. And she was like, no, 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 my spirits want yours. And I'm like, oh, well, it's probably because it's been sitting, you know, in with my spirits for like such a long time. It's like, it's really powerful. Marlene, definitely try it out soon. Awesome. $25 a pallet. Yeah. And I got like 6 huge rolls from it. Hello from Denton. Lemmy Adams. I still get a kick out of that name. My dad was mentally ill. How do I sort out what he taught me? I know he knew legit stuff, but he was also schizophrenic. Some things remain confused for me. That's a hard one. I think I seen your post about that in the group. The way I sort stuff out like that, and everybody should do, especially if you're researching online, researching anything on Google, you don't know what's good and what's bad and everything like that. So it's harder with family stuff though, because a lot of that stuff is hard. But go with your gut. That's what I always do. If something just seems off or doesn't seem right, something just doesn't jive, you know, I get rid of it. You know, I fucking dismiss it. Just use your intuition and your gut on that kind of stuff, because I know some things are going to make fucking sense, and then some things you're like, I don't know about that one, you know, but there's no problem with taking some stuff that makes sense and leaving some stuff that doesn't. And nothing wrong with that at all. Is it something different about you tonight? You look so refreshing. I don't know. I did a mud mask last night. I had, yeah, I did some kind of weird detoxifying mud mask or some fucking shit last night. I don't know. I didn't think it did anything, but maybe it did. Need ancestor oil for sure. Yeah, it's good stuff. The dead really like it. I made one before I got, you know, the formulator for my ancestor oil from my spirits. I made one I just called it Morto oil for just the general dead. They like that one too, but I don't know, they had to tweak it, I guess, I guess, when we came up with the ancestor oil. Make my own ancestor oil, but now they only want yours. What they want is what they get. Absolutely. They don't ask for much, but they demand your oil. That's so funny. Oh, that's awesome. Been wanting to buy Moldavite. Is there an oil I can use to boost it up? I actually have some Moldavite. Be really careful with Moldavite for many reasons. There's a lot of fake Moldavite out there, number one. Like, do a lot of research on what real Moldavite actually looks like, where it comes from. because it only comes from one place, which is the Czech Republic. If it comes from anywhere else, it's not real. If it's coming from China, it's not fucking real. And a lot of like the ones in China or stuff, they're just melting down green glass and they're selling it and calling it fucking moldavite. It's not. You gotta do some research and find out what real moldavite actually looks like. It doesn't look like this green glass shit. Like the piece I got, it's black if you look at it. Unless you hold it up to light, and look through it through a light, can you see the green color? Real moldavite actually looks black when it's not being held up to light. It doesn't look like this green glass shit that a lot of people are selling. So yeah, first be really careful that you get real deal moldavite. And when you do get real deal moldavite, it's a really powerful, powerful, powerful stone. When I got mine, I couldn't wear it for more than a half hour to an hour at a time. Like, it fucked with me hardcore. I had to really get used to the vibration of it before I could wear it all the time. And then moldavite is for like extreme communication and transformation. And transformation is rarely ever pleasant, you guys. Like, everybody always like, oh, spiritual awakening, it's so beautiful, and and like, no, it's not like transformation is fucking chaos, because to transform something, you first have to destroy what was originally there. Like, you gotta blow it the fuck up so you can transform it into this new shit. Transformation is never fucking pleasant, and moldavite is a very, very transformative stone, so just a heads up. Be really careful with moldavite. I love the shit. It's really good shit. Now, you asked about an oil for moldavite. It does not need one. It really fucking doesn't. It's enough on its own. Like, for real. You don't need to oil up your moldavite. You don't. Moldavite is some powerful fucking shit. Okay, scrolling back. I know oils, etc. can help. What about foods to draw and repel spirits or energy? Inside out kind of approach. Well, of course, if you're talking about to draw in specific spirit energies, like, so any kind of food without salt is going to be acceptable to spirits. I mean, you take your chance when you put food out, unless you have a dedicated, protected space for a particular energy or set of spirits. When you put food and offerings out, you're taking your chances really on what's going to show up. Because there isn't like, oh, evil, negative spirits only like this kind of shit, and good and nice spirits only like this kind of shit. Spirits like to eat, period. And you take your chances when you put food offerings out and you don't have a designated spot. You don't know what's going to show up. Take your chances. If you feed it, they will come. If you feed them, they will come. Sometimes you don't know who the fuck gonna come or what's gonna show up, but if you feed, they will come. I promise. So continuing on with this pharmacy buyout, we also have 2 technicians that are salty about having to be there. Any suggestions on how to lighten the mood? I can't handle the negativity. So, Gandalf, you could do something like a space cleansing if that's at all permissible. I don't know if you could get away with that in a workspace. So you could do something like a remove negativity kind of. Now, I make a floor wash remove negativity, and maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe you could just like put some in a water bottle and just maybe kind of sprinkle it when people aren't looking kind of thing. Or you could try something like my piece onto the oil would create a really tranquil atmosphere and make everybody just like it calms the shit down and it like levels it out and makes it really peaceful and tranquil. So you could try something like that, like anoint the two people who are like salty. You could maybe anoint their area where they work or desk or door handles that they touch, stuff like that. A couple ways to solve that problem. Especially one of the techs being my senior and no longer being the lead. Yeah, I can see that. Uh-oh, do we got a troll, Marlene? I see a lot of deleted messages. Believe Moldavite attracts aliens and like spirits, just like my unsolicited. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree because it is from outer space. And that's another thing. I wasn't going there, but yeah, a lot of people don't know. I might have mentioned it before, but I am actually an abductee, and so yeah, I kind of that helps with that too. So yeah, absolutely, right on with that with the moldavite because it's an alien fucking uh, element, mineral, whatever you want to call it. 100%. This is my first cigarette all day, you guys. I really like. I bought a pack like a week and a half ago. I'm still on it, so I'm doing all right. But I gotta have them around because my spirits. A lot of my spirits like cigarettes. Moderators are on point. Woo! Cheers for the moderators. I love you guys. A lot of Jesus and political stuff from Isaac. Jesus stuff might be alright as long as they weren't Bible thumping it, but I'm sure they were. You would have deleted them. I'm asking about eating it. You are what you eat. So, eat what you attract, so to speak. Yeah, absolutely. That's very true. You are what you eat. I try, of course, very much to eat organic and GMO, non-GMO. Dude, GMOs will fuck y'all up. Stay away from the GMO shit, man. And it's hard. It's really fucking. That's why I grow, a lot of my own food and shit, and I eat my own shit because I grew it. I know what went in it. I know I didn't use any chemicals. I know who I'm getting my seeds from, and that they're not genetically modified. I thoroughly believe that's the reason why we have so much cancer. We have so much of these new ailments that were never heard of, 2030, like celiac disease and fibromyalgia and like all this stuff, I think is a result of the powers that be genetically modifying our food system and fucking with it. You absolutely are what you eat. So you want to eat something that attracts spirits. A lot of times to do that, people fast. Fasting is a big deal. And it can be very powerful. I unfortunately can't do fasting. But I would just try and eat as much natural stuff as possible. Don't eat, over processed things that come in a box or anything like that. Eat natural stuff. And I'm not saying be a fucking vegan. Meat's natural as long as it doesn't have hormones and growth antibiotics and like all this fucking shit in it. It's fucking natural. Eat natural as much as possible. Eat raw fruits. Eat raw veggies. Don't eat raw meat because that's not good for you. But eat meat that doesn't have all the additives, hormones. I have a farmer's market here local. I have a seller there that sells bison, buffalo that they grass feed and, they raise themselves. That's good shit. Bison meat is probably the best meat for you, like, on the planet. And then I have somebody else that has, like, a ranch. They raise cattle, and it's all grass-fed, no hormones, no growth antibodies, and, like, all this shit. And it's... Once you have grass-fed, like, natural organic meat, it's completely different. Like, you will see the difference between that and what they're giving you at the grocery store. It looks different, the texture's different, it tastes different. Some people might have to get used to it, but once you do, it's like the best fucking shit, and you can totally see, taste, and feel a difference when you're eating stuff like that. Sounds interesting. I've always had an interest in aliens, not in a crazy obsessive way, but curiosity. Yeah, don't go there. Yay, Marlene! Moldavite is crazy expensive. Yeah, because there's not a lot of it. Because the real deal, it only comes from this one. Okay, Moldavite is from a meteor that crashed to Earth like 200 million years ago. Okay, and it hit in this place in the Czech Republic. And what happened when this meteor hit is it transformed the surrounding sand and like that into this glass stuff called moldavite. So it's like, and it's only like from that one crater in that one place in fucking Russia. It's so there's only like so much of it, and that's it. It's like a really rare limited thing, and that's why it's like crazy, crazy expensive. I paid like $48 for a little tiny, like less than 20-gram piece of it, and then I had to, and I got it raw because it's cheaper. It's cheaper if you buy it raw and when not set, into any kind of jewelry. If you just buy the rock, you can get it a lot cheaper. So I just bought the rock, and then I took it to a jeweler, and I had them mount it into a pendant for me, which costed me like another $35 on top of what I paid, for the stone. It's not cheap, but it's because it's really super rare, and there's like only a finite amount of it. There, okay, Marlene explained it. Moldavite is a glass created by a meteor strike. It's found in only one place in the world, and that's why it's rare and highly sought after, because people want to get them gem quality ones. There you go. I can imagine gem quality must be amazing. What about organic deep fried chicken? Yeah, I mean, we have our splurges. I eat deep fried. I got my own fryer because I gotta do the gluten free, so I can't just go out there and eat fried shit. I don't eat it a whole hell of a lot. Like maybe once every 2 weeks, I'll do some fried chicken or some French fries or something in a deep fryer. I don't eat a lot. Nothing is bad for you in moderation. Like really, nothing is bad for you in moderation. If just do a little bit every so often, eat a little bit of this, whatever, every so often. Nothing is bad for you in moderation. Just know how, control yourself. Equating Trump as Jesus and really just political. I don't think we came here to be poked at. We came here to spend time. Well, awesome. Okay. Yeah, we don't like Trump dumps anyway. Man, my post got deleted in my friends group because she doesn't like political stuff in her in her group, which I agree. But it was really funny. So like this local conjure shop, apparently they have an altar set up to curse Trump. And she's selling these fixed candles like with Cheeto powder on them or something. And she put an ad up. She put an ad up on fucking Instagram to get your fixed $2 fixed candles to curse Trump. And then she had a picture of like the Trump altar, and like she had his nasty tweets like glued to the wall all over it, and then she had like this evil, mean looking naked Trump doll standing there like this. But yeah, her ad was like, she had a picture of, she was like, get your $2 fixed fuck Trump candles, and you can take them home, or you can leave them here at the fuck Trump altar or something. And I posted it, I shared it in my friends group because I just thought it was fucking hilarious. But she took it down, but it was it was really funny. But yeah, we don't like to mix our politics with our craft, so I can understand it. The one I saw raw was an inch, $64. An inch is pretty big. Mine's like half an inch, so that's right about. It usually, I mean, when I bought my Voltivite, when I was really on the hunt for it and pricing it, it was the price at that time, which was about 3 or 4 years ago, was about $20 to $25 a gram for Moldavite. But if you look around, I know some people on eBay got some good stuff in it. It's right around that price range. But yeah, you're not gonna find it cheap. If it's cheap, it ain't real. I'm telling you that straight up. If you gonna keep Moldavite, it ain't it. Guarantee it. Hi, Crystal. I was gonna say Popeye. I ate it last night. No Popeye tonight. Actually, my husband, my wonderful, loving, wonderful man of mine, took me out for lobster today. So I'm full. Yeah, Red Lobster's having their like endless thing. So I got the endless shrimp thing, and then I also got a lobster tail on top of it. I'm stuffed, and I got a whole box of shrimp out there. Like I'm shrimped out. I got a good husband. He treats me really good. Since your creations must sit with spirits a certain amount of time, do the spirits ever travel with your product to the buyers, or do they always stay with you? They stay with me. But, I mean, it sits with them for an amount of time so they can empower it, right? So they put their energy, like you can feel their energy when you use my products, but my spirits personally ain't going nowhere. They're staying right here. Back to the office issues. I got boss and rubbed poison oak all over her phone. Fucking awesome. That's savage. Oh my god, that's savage as fuck. mm. I like you even more now. That's a good one I shared in a group the other day. It was so savage. I love that shit. I guess it was a post that came across my on Facebook, and she was like, I was standing in line at the grocery store, and this lady behind me was being a total bitch, and blah 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 blah. She's like, so instead of getting mad and yell at the lady and this and that, she was like, instead, I invited everyone in line behind us to cut in front of me. I had time that day. I was like, oh my god, that was savage as fuck. I love that shit. You guys are awesome. Have your sweet home wash and was your home floor wash and your Florida water. I'll get creative with spray bottles and a Swiffer. Yeah, I put that shit in spray bottles. There's also a really good spray you can make with Florida water, a little bit of holy water. Now you don't got to use the holy water with my Florida water because I put holy water in my Florida water. So I mean, if you're using regular, store-bought Florida water, you want to put some holy water in this spray bottle, and then you put a little bit of anil bluing in there, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of cascarilla. Shake that shit up and clean your fucking altars in your house. And like, I call it, when I make it, I just call it blue wash or blue spray. I use that shit for all kind. I use it for cleansing objects. If I bring something home from a thrift store and it's not too caught up, I'll blue wash it and let it sit for a while. I use it on altars and like that stuff cleanses all kinds of nasty shit. It's really good shit. Actually, maybe I'll bottle it up and start selling it. But now I told everybody how to make it. Whatever. Some people are lazy; they'll still buy it. Saw that post that had me rolling. Hey, Babs. A savage burn, man. Savage. Due to the events of this past week, is there any work I can do for future reference as a powerful protection for someone else and their family against severe weather or hurricanes? So, I know some workers who have done work like that and been successful, and they actually did it with hurricane lamps. Regular oil hurricane lamps. I know a couple workers. One of them hurricanes last year was headed right for them, and like a week out before the hurricane was going to hit, they started working those hurricane lamps, and it like fizzled out, and it was barely a tropical storm. Yeah, I know people that have successfully done that. Other than that, if you're not in traditions, if you're in traditions, there are always spirits of the winds that we call them, um, that you could petition and work with to keep that shit, you know, away. I seen some posts in a couple groups where people were working this storm, and from what I seen, they pushed it. They pushed it, north from where they were doing the work. I mean, it's Mother Nature. You're not probably not going to totally um, stop an act of nature like that, but you might be able to give it a nudge, is all I'm saying. I have seen it work. Is it wrong that I want lobster and cornbread? No. Actually, I have to say, and I didn't want to complain because he's so sweet and took me for lobster, but I'm really disappointed in our Red Lobster. Like, I've had lobster twice at our local Red Lobster, and they always overcook it. Like, it's like freaking rubber. Um, so it's like awesome. I got lobster, and it's still lobster, but it's like not really good lobster. I wasn't gonna complain about it, but yeah, I'm gonna have to find a new place, some other place other than our local Red Lobster to go for lobster next time I go, because it's just they never cook it right. I'd rather get a lobster and cook it at home. Have you guys ever cooked a whole lot of lobster at home? Like, oh, that's the best shit. Tuka Waka, what the fuck? Gonna have to try that. Yep. I'm actually a really nice person, but when I get mad. Exactly. I'm the same way, honey. I am the same fuck. You gotta push me really fucking hard. Like, I'll sit there and take some shit for a long time, but when I hit the point where I'm like, that's it, look the fuck out. Because when I'm done, I'm done. And then I'm fucking savage. But I will sit there, and take all kinds of shit and it'll build up. And when I reach the point, when I reach that line, I'm like, release the savage. 100%. Okay, guys, more questions? Ooh, 32%. How's hot? Woo, we're doing the zoomy thing. Ah! Woo! Oh, go back. Okay. I was trying to see how hot the phone was. How hot the phone was to see if I could plug it in for a minute, because we're at like 32% battery. Get the twinge of anger quick, but I take it for a long time, and then boom. Yeah, I don't get angry. Am I zoomed in still? Go back out. There, that's better. Whoop. It takes a lot to get me mad. Like, I get annoyed. Things annoy me, but to like really piss me off, it takes a lot. Like, I have a lot of control over my anger. And we have, where I'm at, you gotta have that. You can't just be fucking flying off the fucking handle. Because spirits I work with don't play. Even if you think something nasty at a person, the spirits I work with will fucking act on that shit. I ain't even gotta say nothing. They go by me and how I'm thinking and reacting and feeling. So I'm at all times I have to be 100% conscious and aware of my emotions, and I have to stay balanced at all times, which makes it really hard when I get in arguments with my husband. I just sit there and I'm like, my spirits don't play. They don't play. And it took me, like, my godmother actually had to teach me that. She's like, well, do you know why it's a big deal to stay balanced, at all times? I'm like, no. And she told me, she's like, you think something negative about a person, you are angry at somebody even for a minute, your spirits are going to act on that, period, point blank. So that's, we always got to be in control of everything we're thinking, doing, and feeling at all times. I don't delap the food out of my mouth and we're good. Oh wait, let's say that says slap instead of delap. Don't slap the food out of my mouth. Okay, now it makes sense. Told me I have the ability to soothe and quiet spirits as opposed to push them out. Is there any benefit to this versus having them leave? I mean, yeah, if you can do that, then you can make friends. I'm just saying. If you don't have the ability to push them out, but you can like make them cool, then make friends, and then you can have like an army, an army of little worker friends, that like you and are cool with you. That's awesome. That's a great thing to be able to do. All forehead. Oh no, is there another troll? Oh, my moderators are awesome. Big hand for my moderators. They get the shit before I even see it. Forgot to tell you on the last live that you did, I had a dream about 3 weeks ago. A friend and myself were on our way to meet you at some Appalachian folk magic gathering. Just saying, wow. That's weird. I've actually metaphysical conventions or whatever you want to call them kind of deals, like vending and doing, oils, maybe at some point doing readings, at these things and stuff. I'm tossing it around. I'm thinking about it. If I do, it's not going to be here. It's not going to be in this state because our state has weird tax laws. So, like, even if I did readings at a thing or sold some oils at a thing, I'd have to charge taxes to people and file bullshit and, like, fill out W-2s and all this fucked up shit. So, yeah, if I do them, they're not going to be here. They're going to be in another state. But we'll see. Maybe it'll happen someday. That's the lesson I had to learn. Messed up people like that. They deserve it, but I didn't mean it. I usually don't get mad, but when I rarely explode, I'm more like a tsunami. I need soothing tea. Well, my peace oil works for that too. It kind of keeps yourself balanced. And I have a personal oil that I don't sell that I made for myself to keep me balanced. And if there's times, that I feel off balance, I'll have to wear certain colors to keep me in balance and do certain things and, stuff to level that shit out because sometimes there's high energies and like things that are trying to throw things off. So to counteract that, we have to kind of do the opposite of what the energy's coming in to, again, balance it out. We always, always have to stay balanced at all times. Spirit will react when I get upset. It takes such discipline for me to control myself. Yep. That's why I always say the 3Ds. We live in a 3D world and live by the 3Ds. Discipline, determination, and demand. So that's the 3Ds. If you have the determination to have the discipline, you can demand anything from your spirits. Hey, trash bag fashion lover. That's awesome. Cool name. I think I need to balance my hot energy. Yeah, I have a lot of hot energy and hot spirits, and I got to keep that shit in check at all times, and it's a bitch, I'm telling you. In fact, my shit's been so hot. I'm 40 right now, y'all. 40. In fact, well, my birthday's coming up soon, but right now I'm 40. And I'm at the point where I'm like, am I having hot flashes or are my spirits acting up? Because I be getting hot. I be getting hot, y'all. Like, for real, for real. And I'm like, damn, I just think I'm a little early, to be having hot flashes and shit. So, yeah, it's a bitch to keep that shit in balance. I'm a ginger. It's hard to stay calm. Yeah, you guys got a temper. And let me guess, you Irish? A lot of gingers are Irish. Year of the Horse? That's awesome. That's a lot of wild energy flying around. I look younger. I know I look younger for mud masks, y'all. Do that mud mask. I'm telling you. Irish, yep. Yeah, yeah, y'all got temper, I know, but you if you're gonna be working, especially if you're gonna be working with spirits and that kind of energy, you gotta fucking learn how to do it. And it's a bitch. But if you don't learn how to do it and you're dabbling in shit, you're gonna fuck people up. If you don't know how to keep yourself under, control and control your shit. 1978, me too. 78 years old. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I'm not 78. A little earlier. But I'm not giving out my birthday and my birth year on a fucking live, so. Pfft. Any more questions, guys? 24%. Can you have an altar for pets and a separate altar for deceased friends, or only for ancestors? Would your parents be considered an ancestor? Yeah, absolutely your parents are ancestors. Absolutely. That's what ancestors are. So it's your parents, your grandparents, their parents, and their parents, and their grandparents, and that's your ancestors. I mean, yeah, you could, as I've said 100 times, nothing goes on your ancestor altar except your ancestors, period. If you wanted to have a separate space for friends and pets and whatever, you could do that. I'm sure some people, if you have friends that passed away, maybe they'll come back and work with your ass if you're really good friends with them. So yeah, you can absolutely do that, but they do not go with your ancestors. That would have to be, like a separate thing. Sad face. Do I have makeup on, or am I today? I never have makeup on. I mean, once in a while I put it on if I'm going somewhere. But no, this is just day after mud mask face. If your ancestors spoke another language, this communication is strong. As yeah, yeah, it can be as strong. It would just be different. So maybe if they're having a hard time communicating with you, speaking wise, because the language barrier, maybe you'll get signs and, stuff like that instead of actual verbal communication. Now, I mean, a lot of people say, when people die, that after they die, they're pretty much exactly the same as they were when they were alive. And that holds true a lot. So, yeah, pretty much anyone that dies is going to be the same, especially right after they die. When they're newly dead, they're going to be like the same as they were here. They're going to, if they were an asshole, they're still going to be an asshole. If they liked something, if they disliked something, they're still going to have those things. But this is where the elevation of spirits comes in. So the more you elevate your spirits and your ancestors, the stronger and better they're going to be able to communicate with you. So even if you didn't speak the same language, elevating them will make them be able to communicate with you, even if it's a different language. Yeah. And some spirits speak all languages. And if you're really having a problem, there are spirits that rule communication. Petition those spirits if you're having issues with communication with your spirits. So like atypical crossroads spirits, those usually rule all kinds of communication. So if you're having issues with communication, that's who you want to go talk to, to kind of finesse that and make it better. You look fine, the horse thing. Okay. I keep hearing children cry. I know it's not my kid, because it happened when she's sleeping or not at home. So, I mean, you'd really have to do divination on that to find out. It could be one of your spirits. It could be, you know, a spirit that was just in the house that you're living in now. It could be a spirit of the land. You'd really have to do some kind of divination to figure out who's crying and what they're crying for. Can you put non blood on your ancestors' altar like if someone was like a mother? Only if, hey Misty, only if they adopted you. So, people that are adopted, once you are adopted, you become a member of that family, even though they're not technically blood. They now become your relatives because they legally adopted you. So we do have a thing of adopted ancestors. That is 100% a real thing. But if it was just a friend who was like a mother to you that, you know, really wasn't, like there wasn't an adoption or like anything like that, I would say no. They would go in their own place, not with your ancestors. Can you? Okay, sorry to answer that question. Okay, any more questions, guys? I'm gonna try and plug my phone in for a minute. Hopefully, it's not gonna get hot because we're at 18%. It is kind of running hot. Any more questions, y'all? We're on an hour and a half, and I still got homework. Put on my homework for you guys. Ugh. I'll be so happy if I ever get this divination shit down. I really will. Because right now, you know, and you go, oh, that's your thing. You should be like, you know, all-star divination, like, master of it. And I'm like, for real? Because it ain't. I don't see it right now. Can you give examples of basic ancestor elevation? So we elevate our ancestors by feeding them, by giving them light, by giving them things they like, and by offering them prayers. That's how we elevate our ancestors. And once you start with ancestors, I see a lag. I'm going to have to unplug it because it's going to get hot. And I've said this 100 times, you guys. Once you start elevating your spirits and your ancestors, you cannot stop. It has to be done daily. Every day. I don't care if it's for 10 minutes. I don't care if it's for 15 minutes. Whatever. Every day. If you start elevating and then you stop and they drop, they're gonna get really pissed. And that's one thing you do not want, is pissed off ancestors. That's the last thing on earth you last thing on earth you want is some pissed off ancestors. So, you know, I'm a firm believer that everybody should work with their ancestors and everybody should be elevating them. But if you don't think you can do it every day, if you don't have the discipline, if you don't have the dedication to do it daily, don't start. Because you're just going to piss them off. And then that's bad news brown right there. I look beautiful. Oh, well, thank you, Lemmy Adams. Well, good night. How long have I been doing divination? I've been learning the two systems I'm learning now for about a year and a half. Yeah, it's hard. It's fucking hard. Hopefully I'll get there. I just got a thought, and what if you put moldavite in a glass of water under your bed? I don't think I would suggest that, because what did we talk about earlier? So moldavite is like extreme communication and transformation, right? So, I mean, when you're working with moldavite, you're like literally inviting chaos into your life. You really are. Because, like I said, transformation is never painless. It's always chaos and upheaval and destruction. So when you work with moldavite, you are inviting chaos into your life. You really are. I mean, it's for a greater purpose. But if you're not ready to invite that chaos in your life, if you're not ready for turmoil, and upheaval and transformation. Don't be fucking with that shit. I'm at 15% battery. Can you try to heal terrible acts your ancestor did, or is it up to them? Well, you just got me thinking of that movie Flatliners, where they wronged people and when they were kids, and then they went back and tried to make amends with them. So, I've never actually encountered it personally, but in theory, I would think you could try and right the wrongs of your ancestors. Like, I know a lot of white people have made reparations to people of color and natives and, that kinds of things because of what our ancestors done. Now, not all of our ancestors were like slave owners, as the mines weren't, at least that I'm aware of. All the ones I know weren't. But yeah, reparations can be made. I don't know. It depends on whether or not it's going to help your ancestor. That's going to be up to them. If you feel it's right, if you feel wrong about it, okay, something your ancestors did, and you feel wrong about it, and you feel like, doing reparations or doing something like that would make you feel better, would heal that in yourself from what your ancestors did, then by all means do that. Um, but if it would help your actual ancestors, that would be up to them. That would depend on how much they have elevated while they're over there and how much you have elevated them too, on whether or not that would really affect their being. Water amplifies and it would be too much on Moldavite. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Moldavite can give you a headache. If you're not used to it. That's why I said when I got mine, I could only wear it for a half hour to an hour at a time. I would get mad headaches. I would get dizzy. All kind of shit. I have to take it off. Like, you really get... Moldavite's some powerful shit, y'all, for real. Raw universal power and amplification. 100%, Marlene. What happens if you travel and can't bring them ancestors with you? They're always with you. They're always with you. If you're talking about, like, your ancestor altar, if you go on a trip or something, just do a prayer for them every day. When you wake up, if you're on vacation, if you have to go on a business trip, whatever, if you can light a little tea light for them and do a 5-minute prayer every day, before you go to bed or when you wake up or what, and you don't even have to light a light. Just do prayers for them if you're, on a travel, if you're on a trip or whatever. Offer them prayers. When you get home, give them a whole bunch of shit. That's why I haven't started. I'm afraid of missing a day. And I mean to talk to my dad every day casually. Always have. It's what I thought. So I didn't know if that counted as elevation. I don't have an altar. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have an altar. I've told people 100 times, for ancestors, you need nothing, you really need nothing more than a glass of water and a white candle. And some prayers. Like, that will fucking get them elevated. If you really want to do them up, I give mine all kind of shit. Food and offerings and all, liquor, all kinds of shit they want, cigarettes. But I do mine every day. And that's another thing. I mean, if you skip a day, one day, it's not going to hurt. Like, let's say you get mad sick and you end up in a hospital for a day. Your ancestors aren't going to get mad at you. Because you was sick in the hospital for a day or two and you couldn't light their candle or whatever. You could still do some prayers for them if, you're not, if you're conscious. But yeah, if you miss one day because you're mad busy, you're in a hospital, something happened, something came up, that's not a big deal. But if you're only doing one day a week, or if you start and then you just stop cold turkey, or, that's when they're going to get mad. But yeah, I mean, they're with you. They're in you. They are you. So they know if you got shit going on. They know if you're sick. They know they know everything. And they're not going to hold it against you if it's out of your control or like whatever. Is it okay to put both my and my husband's ancestors on the same altar? Or do the families have to be separated? We had them together for a bit, but I don't know. They should be separate. Um, I mean, technically, when a woman marries, that's why we take the last name. We're technically have joined this other family. That's why the name changes and all this and that. So I still honor my husband's ancestors because, you know, I am now a part of their family. Um, but I don't keep them with my ancestors. He has them in their own space, but I still go over there and say prayers for them and, you know, light a candle and give them some stuff because they're my family too now. My husband doesn't fuck with my ancestors so much, even though he's kind of technically a part of my family. But he doesn't really, you know, do a whole lot anyway. So, you know, that's kind of more my thing. But yeah, totally separate. Keep them separate, but you can still honor both, especially if you're the woman married into the family. Maybe some rose quartz or black tourmaline or black canite. Better choice than mold. Yeah, that'd be better. Definitely better than moldavite. Think I'll leave it alone for at least a while. Okay, thanks for the travel tip. Yeah, just prayers. Prayers, 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 guys, prayers. Okay, so we're at 8% battery, so I guess we're going to cut this off. I don't see any more questions. So, I don't know when I'm going to get back again because, yeah, Mama got homework. Mama got a lot of shit going on. I got a lot of new things in the works. Um, I'm loving the tars and salves. I'm really proud of myself for those, and everybody's liking them from what I can tell. So, thank you, Misty. Misty Salad, you're Mystical Misty, right? Misty Salas? Mystical Misty Candles, that's you, right? Bruh boy. Hi, bruh boy. I think that's Mystical Misty Candles. Yeah. So, you got power, I'm guessing, because last I seen you lost your power. Misty's down there in North Carolina with that storm's hitting y'all. Yes, awesome. And I seen you're up on a hill, so you weren't worried about flooding or anything. But at least you got power back. That's great, because that could have been like bad. Yeah, I had power for like a week or something. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're faring the weather good. Good, good. We all were praying for you. Um, oh, you're welcome, Austin. That's why I'm here. That's why I do it. I'm here to help people. I'm here to stop the fuckeria. Fuckery that everybody's doing. Stop people from getting hurt and hurting themselves and like all kinds of shit. Good night, Marlene. You're welcome. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get back again. I got a lot to do, but if I have time, I'll try and get one next week, maybe. So yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. As always, may your ancestors and spirits have all the necessary elevation and light. Visit my shop, primitiverootsconjure.com. Like me on Facebook at Primitive Roots Appalachian Conjure and follow me on Instagram at primitive_roots_conjure. All the links will be below this video. Everybody have a blessed weekend and stay safe. Like, subscribe, and share. Good night, guys.